Hello there and welcome. This is the first full week that I am doing my, let's call it 222 sustainable plan. I think I need a short abbreviated name for it. I think that'll work even though we are a little more 222 days, whatever. That's not the point. At any time you can join in, you're always welcome. The point is, this is the first full week. I'm checking in with my schedule that I have, my spreadsheet on my computer. I've got my planner and I have my jar of mindset, marketing, and writing tasks. So we're going to pull these out of here, put them on the planner. We're going to do the whole week at once because this week we are traveling. We're going away we're leaving on Friday and coming back on Sunday. So I need to plan accordingly. So let's look. I will pick them and then I'll show you how it has all shaken out. So in addition to these tasks, I also have some editing to do. I've got a draft sitting over here on my desk. I might take that with me when we go if I haven't finished it yet. My main marketing task for this week is to send an email and do an Instagram story announcing a soft launch of my direct store. That's something I talked about in my fourth wall video. It's my fourth wall store that I'm launching today, the day that I'm recording this video. I don't know in terms of when this is getting posted, how long it's been live, but yeah, that's it. That's the whole plan. So let's pull some tasks out of the jar. All right, so here we have all the Post-its laid out. The pink ones are marketing tasks, so we'll only have those assigned for 5 days this week. And then we've got yellow and green, which are writing and marketing laid out for every day. So let's open them up and see what they actually are. For Monday, which is today, we have morning pages. It is like noon now, but we can still do morning pages even if it's afternoon. That's fine. Now for writing, I have 500 pages. 500 pages. Amazing. Yeah. 500 words. This is going to end up being shifted to one of the days that we're traveling because I have more time today and I will have less time. So this is probably going to go on Saturday. So I'm just going to take Saturday's word count here. And let's see, that's 1,000 words. Probably not. Let's assign that to Friday because I think I'll have time in the morning on Friday to do some writing. We're not leaving at the crack of dawn or anything. So let's see what Friday's task was. Well, it already was 1,000 words. So we'll give that one to Sunday. This is fun, just shuffling them around like this. Sunday, okay, this is what we're doing today, 2,500 words. It's the highest word count. It's the day that I have the most time. So yes, that's what it's going to be today. And our marketing task for today is to record a YouTube video. And oh my gosh, are we not already doing that? Amazing. So I'm quite happy with Monday's assigned tasks here. Let's see, Tuesday, tomorrow, what are we going to do? Let's start with mindset. Morning pages again. Hey, maybe I'll get all of my journal related mindset tasks done before we go on our trip and then I won't have to bring a journal with me. Wouldn't that be great? Tomorrow we're going to do 1,500 words. I think I like that. And tomorrow we're going to schedule 1 week of Instagram content. That's great because I was really feeling like maybe I should be doing that today. So it's nice to know that, nope, it's actually happening tomorrow. Now, Wednesday, morning pages again. Okay, we are morning all of the pages. Writing, what are we doing on Wednesday? Another 1,500 word day, like that. And we're going to schedule 1 week of TikToks. That's great because I have fully been neglecting TikTok, so I guess that's my sign that it's time to get back to it. So, oops, I went straight for Thursday. I went straight for the word count, which is 2,000 words. The mindset activity we're doing on Thursday. Ooh, we're going to script an ideal day. That'll be fun. And for marketing, we are going to edit a YouTube video. I actually already edited a video today, but I have a bit of a backlog of videos, so it's good to edit another one. Now on Friday, we already had 1,000 words selected. We're going to do EFT on Friday. I love that. And we're going to draft and schedule an email. I actually wonder if I should move this earlier in the week because I would like that email to go out during the week, not on the weekend. So maybe I'll switch it to today. Not that I'm going to like fully record a new video on Friday, but I will record probably an update of how this is going. So let's put that on Friday instead. Now for Saturday and Sunday, we just have these mindset tasks left. We have no marketing tasks those days. So on Saturday, we're going to script that day, script today. Oh, that could be interesting. And then on Sunday, this should be EFT because I haven't seen it twice. It is. Okay, so I've rearranged this as I like it. I'm going to just cover this up. We're not going to look at. But yeah, this is the plan. I'm going to now write these in on those days, like in pen, and then get started with it. Transferred into actual plans, so it means now today I need to dive right into morning pages, hitting that high word count goal for the day, and working on an email as well. So it's time to put these away until next week. If you notice, there's a couple little tiny blue ones in there. Those are from previously when I had this filled with different tasks, and they are actually 2 outlines that I still need to jot down. So that's something I will do on a week when I'm going to be home the whole week and have a little extra time to work with. For now, though, I think it's time to stop talking about all the things I'm going to do and start actually doing them. So, yeah. Towards 5 o'clock. Things I would say have gone quite well today. I did a couple of writing sprints. I used Brain.fm, that's what it's called. I found one of their free videos on YouTube and listened to that. And in that 30 minutes, that's how I wrote like almost 1,000 words on today's draft. So I'm really excited about that. And then I did find a link to a 30-day free trial of Brain.fm. So I'm trying it out now. So far, I'm quite impressed. Not only do I have that 30 minutes that I wrote the 1,000 words, but now you can probably see on my screen that it says 19:20. So I've been listening for 19 minutes and 20 seconds, and I have my email all drafted and scheduled to go out on Friday. So making great progress. The only thing left to do today is to write a remaining 1,500 words. So I will either do that now or I will do it this evening when I'm sitting downstairs on the couch. I've been doing a lot of task switching lately, switching between my regular job and writing. That's just sort of the nature of the beast, that when there's work to do, I do it. When there isn't, then I do something of my own. So it's not really ideal. I know it's better to focus on something and dig in and really just do that thing. But that has kind of not how it's been lately. So I'm just being flexible, which is good, but it uses up a lot of mental energy doing all the task switching. So I'm quite confident I'll get the 1,500 words written. Maybe not right now, might be in the evening before I get into my knitting and Gilmore Girls time. And I'm feeling good overall about this whole week and how it's all gonna work. So yeah, I'm liking my plan. So far so good. Let's keep it going. I probably won't check back in with you until tomorrow when I'm back here at my desk again, but I will share a little clip to let you know how many words I actually managed to get to tonight. Tuesday afternoon. Things are going well so far today. I got up nice and early, feeling energized, knocked out those morning pages, and have actually been able to do some work in my other job. I'm not going to call it my regular job because that makes writing sound like it's irregular, and we don't like that. But I've been getting some work done there, which is great. Love the irregular shower time that happens when you work from home and don't have a fixed schedule. So it's afternoon, but I just took a shower. I am getting ready to dive into my writing task for today. So I've got 1,500 words to write and 1 week of Instagram content to schedule. So that all seems very doable. I'm really excited to get myself into the zone again, listening to that brain.fm thing. I swear I'm not gonna talk about it constantly. It's not like I have any sort of relationship with them. It's just that I have searched and searched for, I look for focus music almost, it comes and goes in phases. Some days I'm looking every day. Sometimes I get sick of it and don't listen to any of it for a very long time. And I just haven't really found anything that's really helped, especially if I'm listening to them on YouTube and there's ads and that sort of thing. So I was really pleasantly surprised at how much it helped me get into the zone yesterday. And so I'm oh boy, is the same thing gonna happen today? And I feel like it will. I do need to finish things up a bit earlier today. We are gonna have a friend over for dinner tonight. And if I'm done with everything by 5, I might join a virtual happy hour with my other job team. We'll see. I have been going through a phase lately where after breakfast I tend to want a second cup of coffee, and I've been committing to myself that's just a boredom trigger talking. That's not a real craving. And so I've been making my iced matcha lattes instead. And today I just popped a cinnamon stick in there for giggles, and it was actually kind of delightful. And wow, yeah, I was noticing before that this pattern where I'm why some days am I just extra anxious and sort of overwhelmed with all the things I have to do and don't know where to start. And there was unfortunately a bit of a connection between the days I felt that way and the days that I had extra cups of coffee. So really trying to get back to my just 1 cup in the morning after some protein and nice little matcha latte after breakfast. And then we don't really need to do caffeine throughout the day. This isn't a prescription to anyone else. This is just me saying hey, you know this about yourself. You're sensitive to caffeine. Are you gonna push it, really? So enough talking about caffeine. It is time to do some stuff. Hello there, checking in. I have just scheduled 3 Instagram posts, which I have to remind myself is more than I've done in a really long time. So I'm counting that as a victory. I had intended to do 4. I intended for the 4th one to be a carousel. And honestly, I don't have the time. I don't have it in me to do that right now. I'm happy with these 3. We're going to leave it at that. I do want to prepare some stories for Friday, which is the day that my Fourth Wall Shop is going to go live. I'm going to soft launch it. I will focus on that a little bit closer to that time. So happy with this progress. Going to do some writing. Wasn't planning to record again, but I'm just pausing the writing to say that I had forgotten, I think, since I'd taken a little break from writing, like, I don't know, writing what's fun? I'm not sure. I'd forgotten just how much fun it is when characters have a mind of their own. So in this little novella that I'm working on now, the idea, this is my Catching Flights and Feelings series, where it's all like happening in airports or airplanes. And the idea was that like these people were gonna just be noticing each other, and it would take some time before like they met. But she just like wiped out onto the baggage claim carousel, and he had to haul her off it before she got like sucked into the wall. Like it's one of those ones that isn't all out in the open, but it like goes, part of it you can't see. I didn't know that was gonna happen, but I'm loving it. Like, this is fun. This is a fun thing. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I got up early this morning, got my morning pages done, even started doing a little bit of writing. Only managed about 150 words before my husband got up and it was time for coffee. But the way I see it, that's 10% of my word count goal for today, so I'll take it. That's a win. I was able to finish everything yesterday with no problems. It was all great. It all worked out quite nicely. Today on my agenda is 1,500 words plus scheduling TikToks for a week. That's quite doable. I just had a sort of interesting experience that I'm going to share here. This, the course I mentioned before, the content I'm working through for like batching Instagram content. I think I mentioned it before that I did a short little course from Nisha Woolery. And one thing she mentions in there a lot is social proof. And of course, she's mostly talking to service providers, so sharing testimonials. But authors, we have social proof as well in the form of reviews. And that was sort of a problem for me because I've said many times that like I don't read reviews. And that definitely comes from a place of fear because I get this like really intense anxiety when I see a negative review, and it comes, of course, it's like prehistoric. It's like fear of rejection is like a survival fear, basically. So what I did today, I opened up ChatGPT and I was like, you have access to the internet, right? Like if I ask you to pull some 5-star reviews for me, you can tell them to me and don't tell me any of the like, 1-star, hated this, the author is a, some horrible thing that I'm sure nobody has said because people can be mean, but I don't think I've received enough attention to be getting any sort of hate mail. So like, let's dial that down. Anyway, the snippet of 5-star reviews that I got shared with me gave me a little bit of faith that like maybe I could even like open Goodreads and like take my glasses down and like kind of vaguely see it there and just click like 5 stars. Like I only want to see the 5-star reviews. I'm sure there are nice things in the 3 and 4 as well. Like I know 3 is good for some people, but I don't trust myself. If I'm like, okay, let's read 4, the 4 stars, then it's like, well, why not the 1 stars? And I don't need to go there. That would be self-sabotaging behavior. I have things I need to do today, so we're not going to go down that path. But it's really exciting. It's really encouraging. And I'm like, here I have been trying to create this belief in myself that like people love my books, and yet unwilling to take in any evidence of that because, what if someone else who didn't like it, what if I see that too? So if you, like me, are a sensitive soul and you're like negative reviews, even for other people's books, negative reviews bum me out. This is like a great use for an AI tool, I will say. I know there are plenty of ways we don't want to use AI, but this is, like this sort of search is a really great way to utilize it. And I mean, I feel bolstered. I feel like extra motivated. So I am going to, at some point, go and screenshot some of these reviews so that I'll be able to share them in the content that I'm batching. And I think they're going to be a real boost for me too. So I don't know, maybe I should print some and add them to my little like wall of Post-its and things like that, because it is nice to be reminded that the work is being received by people who are happy to receive it. So this is a little check-in from me and my sleepy cat down here. I'm just saying, I'm calling it at 3 p.m. I'm taking myself out of the hook for these TikTok posts because the technology I'm using is being uncooperative and slow, and I'm not going to spend like hours and hours and hours doing this. So I'm getting back to my writing. If TikTok happens, it happens. If it has to wait until like we're back from our trip next week, that's perfectly fine too. It's Thursday afternoon and I'm checking in. Things have been going well today. This morning I did a scripting exercise, which was scripting like my ideal day, like it's already happened. And that was really nice. I like that prompt, and I like that this challenge will have me doing that at some point once a week. I think that is going to be great. I also edited and exported a YouTube video. I still have to schedule it before I'm going to check it off my list. I can't check it off until it's scheduled, but that shouldn't take long. And I have 2,000 words to write today. So I will probably be diving in pretty soon to do that. Our plans for the weekend have changed, which means we're no longer going away. And therefore the way I kind of front loaded this week, like all the bigger word count days were earlier, all that kind of stuff. Now I have some extra space, which I'm excited about. So I'll be doing some work at my other job over the weekend, and probably also, I don't know, maybe doing some major batching of the Instagram content. I am going to be launching, or like soft launching, my Fourth Wall shop on Friday. That's tomorrow. Oh my gosh. So I might start running some ads to that. I'm trying to decide what other traffic sources I'm going to use now that I have officially said like, no, TikTok is not happening. I ended up canceling the tool I was using yesterday because everything was just not flowing. Things were slow. Our internet kind of does this weird seasonal thing where it doesn't work that quickly. So I'm sort of taking that as like, there's a block here, this isn't really working, so I'm going to pivot and move to something else. So I'm looking at ways to run direct ads to my new store. So the best options for that are Facebook ads and BookBub ads, and I kind of want to explore both of them. Yeah, everyone talks about Facebook ads, but I mean, a BookBub featured deal is like the best thing there is. So maybe playing around with BookBub ads could be a pretty cool tool. We'll see. Well, you are just catching me after my second tapping session of the day. I recorded a little bit of that one. That's kind of funny. I did tapping this morning on some mindset stuff. It was great. I felt really empowered. And then I felt like I really needed to do it again because I was being brave and once again collecting some more positive reviews of my books for that whole social proof thing that I am putting together. And the existence, just the simple existence of the like 1, 2, and 3 star reviews. I didn't read any of them and they are not my business, but the existence of them was stirring up some stuff that made me realize I needed to do some more tapping about that whole experience of, I think largely it's the fact that I wasn't reading any reviews before because I was like, I don't want my worth to be defined by anyone else's opinion of my work. And I do believe that that's important. Also, it's sort of like if I started to take on board that people have said kind things, should I also take on board the negative things that have been said? The conclusion that I've come to with all of this is essentially that reviews, they really aren't my business. I don't want readers in review spaces to feel like I'm hovering and reading their reviews. And I am not going to read, at this point, I'm standing strong. I'm not going to read the more negative ones simply because, that's not where I go to for feedback. But I do want to occasionally collect some positive ones because I've been trying to install this belief that my books have a readership, that there are people who love them, but I've been unwilling to collect any evidence of that. Like I only really let like my mom and one of my best friends tell me that they enjoy my books. And that is simply not the kind of evidence that is going to convince my like lizard brain that people love my books, because I'm like, well, these people love me. So of course they're biased and they're going to enjoy these books. Anyway, all that to say, tapping is a really powerful tool, and I'm glad that I did it again, and I'm feeling so much better now. And I'm glad I shifted my energy level before coming here to speak to you, because had I come up here just as I was, I would be in a different sort of place. So let's update on the progress. Yesterday, I did not end up writing. I mean, I think you probably saw that I wrote like 37 words. It was a really tiring day, but some cool stuff happened. So initially, what did I do? I went upstairs, found a cat, just had a little cuddle, listened to some nice music, and did a little bit of a brainstorm because I realized that I was unmotivated to start writing yesterday, largely because I wasn't really sure what was going to happen next. So that got me excited about the story again. Now then, what happened is that after dinner, our neighbor wanted us to help her collect some mulberries. So that turned into a whole thing. We had a nice, fun bonding experience, but it was very tiring, probably more so for my husband because he was the one who was like shaking the tree. But still, it was a lot of up and down. And then a lot of dust getting stirred up when we were cleaning up afterwards. So there was the physical exhaustion, there was the impending allergy crash of all the dust. And yeah, last night I was just like, it's not happening. So after writing those 37 words, I opened up the outline document at the end of my Scrivener file and just wrote everything I knew about what was happening next in the story. Very exciting. I got myself to the end of it. This is a novella. It's 20,000 words that I'm aiming for. So I was like, yep, I think I know how the whole thing is going to go. So that was really exciting. This morning when I woke up, I opened up the voice recording app on my phone and I just recorded myself dictating the next scene and then popped it into a little transcription software this morning. That's 1,200 words. So I'm essentially counting that as yesterday's words. Today, I'm still planning to write 1,000. That's what is on the schedule for today. And I will probably do that this afternoon at 3 o'clock. I'm going to do a virtual co-work session with my mom. We like to do this once a week if possible. And she goes down into her basement and does glass work, and I sit here and do something at my desk. So that's really lovely and nice. The other thing on today's to-do list was to record a video, but I'm realizing I'm gonna have to change the marketing stuff because I'm already recording. I've been recording all week. This is gonna keep happening. So I think probably I will work on editing another video because I have a bit of a backlog. I need to publish 2 a week until I get that backlog all finished, and then we'll be doing just these weekly vlogs. So yeah, I think I'll do editing, and I think when it comes to next week, we will explore how we're going to schedule marketing tasks for each day of the week. So that's the update. Made up for the words that didn't get written yesterday. We were up to 3,050 today, which includes, yesterday's words plus today's words. Yesterday was supposed to be 2,000, today was supposed to be 1,000, so we are good to go. I had hoped to write 10,000 words this week. I am at 9,158, so that's pretty awesome. I almost crashed my computer trying to convert video files to edit at the same time I was writing this, so that's a little reminder that I'm trying to do too much. But anyway, all the words are written. I'm gonna work a little bit on that video now and then call it a day. Hello there and happy Saturday. I have such a light workload today. This morning I already did my scripting exercise, which was scripting today like it's already happened. I've never done that prompt before, but it was kind of fun. And the only other thing on my to-do list is to write 500 words. And the story was really flowing yesterday, so it's feeling like I could pretty easily write more than that. But I'm gonna try to rein myself in, end this day with plenty of gas in the tank to take into next week. By the end of this weekend, I will be halfway through this novella, so I don't really want to rush through it because I'm enjoying the process. And yeah, yesterday the video that I edited was the creativity pep talk one about how you are not a machine, and I recorded that a few months ago and was pleased to see that this new process that I'm doing does align with my thoughts there, that this isn't, what I'm doing right now isn't so goal-oriented, that it's just get through every day, push towards the goal. It's goal-informed, but it's very much about the process, the daily and weekly sort of rituals and routines and enjoying the process. So I do feel like I'm in track in terms of the sustainable nature of this routine, that it's not, I don't know, I'm not just charging towards the finish line, but I'm finding ways to make the daily and weekly things enjoyable. So that's pretty cool. I think I might do my writing now. on Sunday afternoon. I am finished with my other work. That's what I spent most of the day working on, and now I am about to do the last of my tasks for the challenge for this week, which today means doing a tapping session and then doing a writing session. So the goal is 1,000 words, although I'm going to probably adjust that. It has been really, really hot today, hot and humid. I didn't have a great sleep last night either. So I'm just trying to stay cool and comfortable. Had a little bit of an emotional dip today as well, which, you know, is always surprising when it happens, and then not surprising when I check the calendar and go, yeah, that tends to happen around this time. So I will do a little bit of tapping, which is always a great thing I like to do to shift my energy, and then I'll dive into the writing. And I might not do the full 1,000 because ultimately my goal for the week was to hit 10,000 words in my work in progress, which I believe is about 500 words away from where I am right now. So that should be very easy to do. The only other thing I'd like to do to finish this week out strong is to dive back into this editing project of mine, which is just reading through this current draft and flagging the edits that I'd like to make to this current round. So I believe at this point I've got about 30 pages left. So that's pretty reasonable for tonight and pretty low key, and I've actually really been enjoying this. So it's always a nice experience to do the read through when, you know, you're pleasantly surprised by how things are. Generally, you know, if it's like an emotional dip sort of time in the cycle, I wouldn't necessarily read my old work because I might suddenly be like, oh, everything's terrible. But it hasn't been that way lately. I've really been enjoying this, so I'm going to read that tonight. And yeah, that's going to be my last check-in for this week. I'm going to play just, you know, the last few little clips that I record and then sign off because it's going to be a new week tomorrow, and we're going to dive right back in with our little jar of tricks, which is going to have some changes made. The marketing tasks are going to be different, but I'm really happy with the progress that I've made this week, and I'm excited to see how it goes next week and honestly through the whole rest of the year. So if you aren't subscribed, make sure, you know, if you're interested in this journey, make sure that you do subscribe and stick around, and let's see what kind of magic we can create together. See you next time.